Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So, my friends at Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host, Mikey. Today we're going to do an adult or a child size magical witch hat. They're written in the same pattern and I will take you through both, but I will be doing the adult size completely on camera, but also tell you how to do the small one as we go. This is using Bernat Plus yarn. I really love this yarn. I love the way that it feels and it looks just like this. And regardless of the size, you just need 2 balls. So you can see that there's 2 different colors. So 1 ball of one color, 1 of the other, as you can see. And it's kind of a neat combination to go. So you can see that the child size, 1 ball, 1 ball, so colors, and adult 1 and 1. So without further ado, you'll need a 6mm size J crochet hook. We're going to be doing a continuous round, and we will be talking about that in a moment as we begin. Let's grab our hook and yarn and let's play. Let's begin. You'll need a stitch marker on the side, and we are going to begin with your size J 6mm crochet hook. Start with a chain 2. So with a slip stitch or slip knot on your hook, just chain 2. So 1 and 2, and let's begin round number 1. So all sizes are this at this time. For round number 1, you're going to go second chain from the hook, and you will place 5 single crochets into that chain. So it's going to be relatively tight. So we have 1, and take your time because it will be tight. I have a dexterity issue with my hands, so I don't always can do the tight stuff really easily on camera with you, but I'll try my best, just like you will. Okay, so that's 2. I'm going right up over top of the straggler to hide it. 3. 4. And 5. I always find starting a crochet project is the hardest. You can leave me a comment. What do you think of that? So once you get your 5, just pull a loop just so you can release your hook. And in the top of the last stitch that you created right here, pull through a stitch marker so that you can keep an eye on the counts. And we'll be going through those one by one. So we know that this is the last of the round, and we're going to start and put the hook back in and begin round number 2. Round number 2. If you're not sure which one to start with, just count the tops back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the 5th one right here, and that's where we want to start. And we're just going to do a half double crochet into that stitch, plus all of the stitches when you get around. Okay, if you need stitch counts, they're available on the downloadable. You can see the video description for a free link pattern. Kind of flip it, because it's going to get tight on you, and just flip it so that it will pop out towards you when you get enough stitches in here. Okay. And once you get all 5 done, you will end up back where the stitch marker is, and that's your last one. So every time you hit the last stitch marker, I want you to move it up. So just release it and just pull the stitch marker through it so that you can see where it is, and then begin round number 3. Round number 3. Going forward, I'm going to give you the instruction verbally, and I'll kick it off with you, and then you'll do it, and then you'll get to the last stitch, move up your stitch marker. So starting in the next stitch that's available to you, which is right here, okay, you're going to put 2 half double crochets in each stitch all the way around. And so you'll end up with 10 half double crochets total if you want to keep a count. Again, that's written on the pattern if you need it. Okay, so please do that all the way around for round number. Okay, all the way back around. Rounds number 4 and 5 you'll do now, and now that it's more in my hand, I always kind of put my finger in the interior, makes it easier for me. And what I'm going to do is rounds number 4 and 5, it's just 1 half double crochet each. So please do that same thing and move your stitch marker up every time you do a round, and do rounds number 4 and 5, and I'll see you at the beginning of round number 6 in a moment. Put me on pause now. Round number 6, we're going to have an expansion round. So here's the repeat that will take you all the way around. You'll put in 2 half double crochets in the first one, so 1 and 2 will share the same stitch, and then the next one is 1 by itself. Okay, so you'll do that all the way around. So 2 into the next, one into the one after that, and please repeat that around for round number 6. Round number 7 and 8, I think there's an error in the pattern, but so I'm just going to go with what I feel. So 7 and 8 is just 1/2 double crochet in each. If it says to chain 2 like it says, then you're going to end up with something weird. So I will record this to Yarnspirations. So please, for 7 and 8, it'll just be 1/2 double crochet in each, and do that around for 7, and do that again around for number 8, moving your stitch markers up as you go. I'll be right back. Round number 9, we're going to do another expansion, and so the next one is going to have 2 half double crochets into the same stitch, and then the next 2 will be one by itself, and that's going to be your repeat going all the way around. So 2 half double crochets in the next, and the next 2 are 1/2 double crochet in each. Please do this completely around for number 9. Rounds number 10 and 11 are just 1/2 double crochet each. I'll see you at the end of number 11, and I'll show you what to do because we're going to change color at that moment. So please do this around for rounds number 10 and 11. At the end of number 11, we got to do one more thing. We have to slip stitch to the next one and break the yarn. And what this does is that it helps it to get it so that the next color will be pretty much in alignment. So what you want to do is you want to take that yarn and you want to snip it and just pull it through there and just tuck it to the inside of the hat, and you can use that later to be able to sew it in. I'm also going to recommend is that this is the last stitch, this slip stitch instead. So we're going to move that stitch marker up to that one as well, so we know when we're stopping and starting, because our very next stitch we're going to start with will be right here, and we'll begin that next. Okay, we're going to begin the 12th round, and it says 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. So what we want to do is just put it onto the hook first, and we're going to do a standing half double crochet, and we're going to come to the next stitch after the stitch marker. Before you begin though, pinch down and wrap the hook once, and then going in. This is a standing half double crochet. Yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. That takes a bit of practice, so if you're struggling with it, that's okay. We have videos for standing half double crochet if you need it. And now you're just going to half double crochet into the same one. Tuck that straggler to the inside to get it out of your way, and now we're going to begin, and now the next 3 are going to be a half double crochet each. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So the repeat pattern around is that there's going to be 2 half double crochets into the next, and then the next 3 are by itself. Please complete this around for round number 12, and I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, coming around here, and it's number 12. So the stitch marker is showing us which one is last. So we're going to just continue that, and we're just going to pull loop and pull the stitch marker through that. So we're keeping an eye on it. So as you start then rounds number 13, you're just going to start right onto the blue itself. Okay, you're going to just put this to the inside and start, and just make sure that the first one is always tight. So as you start round number 13 and 14, it's 1 half double crochet each. So just go and do to the standing one, and don't be afraid to really reef on that to pull it tight. Okay, and you can always use spare yarn later to pull things tighter if you need to on the inside, and we'll probably do that as well. So the first one is going to have 1, and then it's just 1 half double crochet each. See, it's starting to pull together perfectly. And so you'll do rounds number 13 and 14 with 1 half double crochet in each, and I'll be back at the end of number 14. Round number 15, we're going to do another expansion. So there's going to be 2 into the next, and then there will be 4 in a row that'll be by itself. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then 2 into the next, and the next 4 by itself. Please do this around round number 15. Rounds number 16 and 17 are just 1 half double crochet each. Please complete that, and I'll see you on the round number 18 in just a moment. Round number 18. We're going to do another expansion. There will be 2 into the first, and then there will be 5 all by itself. And you're going to do that same thing all the way around for round number 18. I'll be right back. Okay, rounds number 19 and 20 are each going to be a half double crochet each, and then we're going to switch our color back once again. I'm at the end of number 20. So I've come to my last one. I'm improvising the pattern a little bit right here. So I'm just going to slip stitch to the next, and I'm going to get rid of this yarn, and we're going to go back to the original color. Okay, pull it through. And I'm going to move that stitch marker over to where that slip stitch is. And we're going to start in the very next one with the next color, and we'll begin round number 21 next. Round number 21, start in the next one. Start with it onto the hook, and you do a standing half double crochet. So just put it on, wrap it, but I'm holding it so it doesn't unwrap coming in. Pull through, and then push it all together and pull through everything. That's a standing half double crochet, and then half double crochet again into the same one. So this is an expansion round. So this will be 1 half double crochet into the next 6, and then 2 into the same and next 6, and etc. And I'll see you at the end of the round. At the end of the 21st round here, I'm coming into the one that has that slip stitch. And I'm going to move that stitch marker up. Okay, toss all the tail ends into the interior. We'll deal with that later. And so you'll start then rounds number 22 and 23. Start with the first standing half double crochet you did, and just put in 1 half double crochet in each. Okay, pull that one tight. And so 1 half double crochet in each stitch around for 22 and 23. Meet me back here in a moment. Round number 24. So you'll put 2 into the first, and then 7 by itself, 2 into the next, 7 by itself, and you do that all the way around for round number 24. Please do that. I'll be right back. We're now here at round number 25. There are 2 versions of round 25. For the child size version, what I want you to do is that you're going to put in 1 half double crochet into the next 14, 2 into the next, and you'll do that all the way around. Okay, so it's 1 half double crochet in the next 14, and then 2 into the next. If you are doing the adult size version for round number 25, what we want to do is do 1 half double crochet each. So do the size that you need to do in order to progress to the size that you want. And please do that now for round number 25. I've now just completed round number 25. Now, in the instructions, in the video description of this video, there's time markers. That's called video chapters. And for the child size version, I need you to scroll forward. And if you go and look at that, you can click on the time marker and it says both versions. That's where I want you to click next. But for the adults, we need to keep on going a little bit longer before we get to that point, and we'll meet the child size people there at that time. So for round number 26 for the adults, I need you just to put 1 half double crochet in each all the way around. Round number 27 for the adult size, you'll put 2 into the next and then 8 by itself, 2 into the next and 8 by itself. Please do that for number 27. For the adult size, 28 and 29 is just 1 half double crochet in each. Please do those 2 rounds. I'll see you at the beginning of round number 30. Number 30, we currently have 55 stitches right now, but we need 56 to have an even number in order to make it go. So on the very last stitch, make sure you put an extra stitch in. And so we're now going to slip stitch to the next stitch. Okay, I'm improvising at this point, and I'm going to just get rid of that yarn. The other thing that you can do is if you want to hold it to the inside, you can do that too, but I'm going to cut it as per the instructions. Okay, so I'm just going to pull through, And I'm going to move that stitch marker up to that last slip stitch that I did. And we'll deal with all the loose ends later. Okay, so we're going to head into both versions next as we begin. So welcome to the child size and adult size, both versions section. So we're going to start off, and I want you to put this onto a slip stitch, or slip knot. And starting in the stitch right after this right here, I'm going to do a standing single crochet. So I'm just going to pull through, and I have the 2 loops, pull through the 2. And we will go all the way around. So both of the versions is just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around for both rounds. And I will see you at the end of the round in just a moment. I'm coming up all the way around. We're finished with doing the continuous circles of this project. So we come right into the last one, and then we're going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. This color is technically over, and what I want to do is just trim it. And I want to give you a piece of advice. If you were not watching me, I've been watching where this the change is. See, it's right here. And this change keeps happening on a rotation. So what I would want to do is that I want to position this in a way that when I wore the hat, that all of these transitions are behind my head instead of on the front. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to follow up where I think it should be, and I'm going to follow up and say this here is where I'm going to start my next one, because even though we're going to do 6 rounds, that's also going to transition and go this way as well, but at least you don't have a slip stitching going around to the front of the hat, which is what you don't see in the photo. So we're going to move on to the color A for brim number 1. So back here on that brim, there's going to be information. And so in the red letters, if you're colorblind, the first letter is the child size, the second number is the adult size. So it says 2 single crochets into the next single crochet and 1 each of either the next 5 or 6. So in my case, because I'm doing the adult, it'll be 6, but if you're doing the child, it'll be 5. And this is going to be how we'll read it. So I'll read these instructions to you. You will decide which one you're doing, and both of the brims will be done. And they're both 6 rounds each as well. Let's begin that. So right where I put in my hook, I'm just going to create a slip knot on, and I'm going to put my hook on and put it back into that stitch. And we're going to do a standing single crochet. So we're just going to yarn over, pull through, and you have the 2 loops, pull through the 2. And that's 1 standing single crochet, and I want to put 1 more regular single crochet into that same one. So if you're the child size, you're going to do the next 5 by itself and then 2 into the next, and so on. And if you're the adult size, it's going to be 6 by itself and then 2 into the next, and you'll keep doing that all the way around. Please complete the brim round number 1. No matter which one it is, child or adult, you're just going to slip stitch it to the beginning first single crochet. Moving on to round number 2. Round number 2 is the same combination. Round number 2 has a really interesting repeat. Pay attention. We're not going to chain 1 when we start. We're just going to start with the first one that we did the slip stitch with, and we are just going to single crochet the first 3. Okay, so we're just going to single crochet the first one. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Then it says to put 2 single crochets in the next, and this is what's changing. Okay, so if you were the child size, you were going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 3. Okay, and then 2 into the next, and then you're going to continue to do that all the way around. However, if you're the adult size, you were going to single crochet into the next 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So even though the child size is basically 3 single crochets, and then the next one has 2 single crochets into the next, that's the combination. For the adult size, it's going to be 3 single crochets, 2 into the next, and then 4 single crochets. Okay, so then we start the repeat again. So we start the repeat of doing 3 single crochets in a row. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 into the next. And if it's a child, it's just the next 3, but if it's the adult size, it's the next 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So please do either one of those for round number 2. For the adult size, there will be 4 stitches left at the end. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for the child size, it just would have been 3. And then you're going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet that you started with. Let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3, they do want you to chain 1 first. And then what we're going to do in the same one of the join, you were going to put 2 single crochets into the same one. And now there's a difference between the child and the adult size. So for the child size, you're going to put 7 all by itself and then 2 into the next, and you'll do that all the way around. For the adult size, you're going to put 8 in by itself and then 2 into the next, and you keep doing that all the way around. So either choose 7 or 8 depending on your size, and do that for round number 3. At the end of the round, just slip stitch it to the first single crochet. So we're going to move on to round number 4. If you've not figured out why the stitch count's kind of weird in this, is that they don't want the growth to be at the same spot every time, because then that doesn't make it a circle. It makes it more of a pointy shape that you would have. So that's why the repeat is kind of weird. So let's begin. Number 4. We're going to chain 1, and you're going to single crochet each in the next 4. So starting on the first one, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we put 2 into the next. So here's the decision that you'll have to make. So you're then going to do 1 single crochet either in the next 4 if it's a child, or 5 if it's an adult. So choose the size. So I'm going to do 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's the repeat. So to start the repeat again, even if you just did the 4 for the child, it's going to be 1 single crochet in the next 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's the same for everybody. And then 2 into the next. And then if it's a child size, it's going to be 1 single crochet into the next 4. And then if it's the adult size, it's the next 5. And you keep repeating that around for number 4. And this will be the final of this color when we get there. When you get all the way back to the beginning, slip stitch it to the first stitch. And we're going to move on to round number 5 using the other color that you've been playing with all along. Put a slip knot on your hook and join it to the same one where the other one has been joined. And just create a standing single crochet. So you don't join it and chain 1, just do a standing one, it's easier. Okay, so we're going to do another single crochet in that same one. If you were the child size, you're going to do the next 9 by itself and then 2 into the next, and you'll keep doing that around. And if you're doing the adult size like I am, you're going to do the next 10 by itself and then 2 into the next, and so on. Please do that for round number 5. Coming on the end of number 4, slip stitch it to the beginning. We're now going to do what is called as a reverse single crochet. It's also called a crab stitch. And to start this, you're going to chain 1, and instead of moving forward towards the point of the hook, you're going to come back towards your hook hand. You're going to come into the stitch before, so just dive right in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2, and this is reverse. So then we come into the stitch before, pull through 2. It's not as hard as it sounds, and so you just keep going backwards all the way around the hat, and I will see you at the end of the round in a moment. So it's just 1 stitch in each of reverse single crochet. So I've just come all the way around. I have not done anything towards the other side. So I have not slip stitched it. Okay, so I just want to come right to the very last one. I want to trim this yarn long enough so I have a tail, and I'm going to use that tail to finish that stitch. So just pull this out. And what I prefer to do when it's a reverse single crochet is that I like to pull that stitch into the other one. So put it onto a tapestry needle. You can't do it with a crochet hook really easily. So just coming from the inside of the hat, just take the tail and just push it to the inside area of the hat. Don't let this go to the outside. Okay, so you're going to pull through, and you're going to pull through it so it looks like it's consistent. And then you're going to come back again on the inside of the hat. And it sounds like I'm ripping the yarn. I'm not, but that's meaning that it's nice and tight. So any of the loose ends that you're going to want to deal with, you may, my hands are getting a little sweaty because I'm hot. You're going to want to take a tapestry needle. Okay, so if you work your way up the project, what I recommend is, like, when you pull on it, you don't feed it through this another color, feed it through the same color. Okay, so I just want to go through the blue only. I don't want an accidental leak of this color on a visual perspective. Okay, and so you'll go back and forth within the same color, and then you can shape your hat. If you want to dampen it up, just spray it with a bottle of water, just shape it and let it sit to dry. That's called blocking, and therefore you'll have the best look. The other tip that I would have for you, because this yarn is really quite strong, I always have like just a thing to help pull it through. If it was too loose, then I'd be worried, right? So once you have that nice and secured, you can safely cut that down and get rid of any loose tail ends that you have, get rid of your stitch marker, and then your hat is good to go. This is it for today. We hope you have a good one.